Hello and welcome to Nerdio's WVD Demo of the Day video series. This video is going to cover the process of applying PowerShell scripts post-provisioning or post-deployment to the session host VMs. We often get the request to allow customers to run certain commands or install certain applications or do certain scripted actions when the session host VM is first created. And starting with version 2.4 of the Nerdio Manager, it is something that you can now do, and it is available at a host pool level that you can configure by selecting your host pool, selecting an action menu, going into the post-deployment screen, and you can see that there is an option for running a PowerShell set of PowerShell commands at the end of the VM deployment. So if you turn this on, you can specify any PowerShell commands that are valid, and these commands are going to be executed all the way at the end of the deployment process. A few things to note: if you click on this little tooltip, it will provide you more detail, but the PowerShell it uses custom script extension, and there are certain environment variables that are passed to it that could be useful in your particular scenario. So if you're using the WVD ARM object model, you can have the host pool ID and the host pool name. In Classic, you can see the tenant group name, tenant name, and the host pool name. And then you can also capture the Azure subscription ID, resource group name, region, and the name of the VM that this particular script is running on. So these are just some of the commands that you can pass as variables into the script. So you can specify here maybe an installation of the application. You potentially could disable or start up certain services that may be set to disabled or manual in your image. There's really, the possibilities are endless as to what you can do with these PowerShell commands during the provisioning or the deployment process of your VMs. Now, in addition to the PowerShell commands that you can specify, we've also added a number of other optimizations. For instance, you can automatically set the system time zone for the host pool VMs that are provisioned. So that's something that you can configure right here. You can also enable time zone redirection. This is an RDS setting that allows you to make sure that the time zone is inherited from the WVD client device when the user connects. So multiple users coming in from multiple time zones will automatically get their local device's time zone in their desktop session. There is the ability to enable accelerated networking, which we're going to cover in a future video. There is a way to apply virtual desktop optimizations that we also covered in another video that lets you optimize your desktops in a WVD environment. And you can also force the VM to reboot after it is deployed. And we're going to continue adding additional deployment options or post-deployment options that you'll be able to control at the host pool level for your session host VMs. Hope you found this useful, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos.